So you're thinking of visiting Prague? This city is often overlooked for the glamorized European destinations, such as Rome, Paris or London, but it's just as good, if not better. Here's what you need to know. We'll show you how best to get around, from the moment you land. The best areas to stay in, the capital's top attractions, what to eat and drink and how best to stay connected, so you have all the information to make your trip unforgettable. The Czech capital is like immersing yourself in a real-life fairy tale, with breathtaking castles, cobbled streets and stunning towers. It will leave you in awe. So let's get right into it. To begin, the prices in Prague are generally lower than the rest of Europe, with the average beer costing around 35 koruna or $1.50. Although unlike many European cities, tipping is expected, with the average being around 10%. So the weather can vary, so it's important to take this into account when planning your trip. As expected, the best time to travel is in summer, with clear blue skies and average temperatures of around 24 degrees Celsius or 75 degrees Fahrenheit, although you can expect the most crowds then and a premium for accommodation in the city. Although, to avoid the crowds and the premiums, we would recommend that you visit in the spring or autumn seasons, around May or June. You'll find slightly milder temperatures, but with less of the hustle and bustle of the peak season. Just be sure to pack a raincoat, in case of showers. For those that can't handle the cold, we wouldn't recommend visiting in winter. Temperatures can reach an average of around 1 degree Celsius or 33 degrees Fahrenheit, although this can make it very picturesque when it snows. Getting around Prague is not only easy and stress-free, it's cheap and efficient too. Let's start with getting from the airport to the city center. A taxi would cost around $30 and will take around 30 minutes, although there are a number of options to get you to your destination. Taxis in the city don't have the best reputation and will have a tendency to be dishonest. So if you're thinking of taking a taxi, then make sure it's a legal provider with a roof sign. The name of the company and their license is printed on the front doors. The meter is set to 0 and always ask for a receipt. A pro tip would be to book by calling a dispatcher and confirming the fare, rather than flagging down on the street. Once in the city, you have a number of options, although our recommendation would be to jump on the metro. It's fast, cheap and efficient, with one-day tickets costing around $6 with unlimited travel. An excellent alternative is to use the tram. Day tickets can be used across the metro, tram and bus network, making it great value to get around the city. If like us, you want to avoid paying high roaming charges, and used to having all the information available at the snap of a finger and need to be connected during your visit, and enjoy the convenience of having access to maps, and finding recommended places to eat or help communicate without having to rely on public Wi-Fi, then picking up a SIM card is a must. We would recommend a Vodafone Visitor's SIM card. For around $14 you'll get 6 GB of data for 1 month with great 5G coverage, and can be found at the airport in Terminal 2, after exiting customs. One of the favorite aspects of Prague is the quality and the price of hotels, compared to most European cities. Visitors won't find it hard to source a good hotel in the center for around $50. If visiting for the first time, then we would recommend hotels in districts 1 and 2. And if you would like to discover the city by foot, then we would recommend staying close to the Charles Bridge or Old Town Square. Wenceslas Square is also a great place if looking for high-end accommodation. If staying longer term, or with family, then you should consider a serviced apartment. There's lots to choose from and with great locations. If looking for something more budget-friendly, Prague also has a number of hostels for around €10 per night. Stare Mesto and Mala Strana, the oldest areas in Prague, and more commonly known as the Old Town. Here you'll be in the center of the city and be surrounded by impressive churches. And if you stroll the ancient cobbled streets, you'll find a broad range of shops and restaurants. It also hosts some of the best nightlife, and prices tend to be slightly higher than the rest of the city. József is also another great area, home to several beautiful synagogues and on the banks of the river Vltava and in close proximity to Old Town. This area also hosts great restaurants, bars and nightclubs to keep you entertained. Prague, this small neighborhood located near Prague Castle, and is a little further away from all the hustle and bustle. Here you'll more than likely be staying in a historical building and be close to surrounding monasteries and parks. You'll get great views overlooking the city, although it's worth noting that this area is a little less connected and would mean taking a 10-minute tram ride daily, or walking up a very long steep hill. Žižkov, our favorite, and the best place to stay for nightlife. This is an ideal location for those looking to stay closest to evening entertainment. It's fairly close to all the main sites and easily accessible via public transport. This area is home to the most bars per kilometer than anywhere else in Europe. It has some of the city's best beer, pubs and restaurants. Although famous for their beer, Czech cuisine is just as appetizing. Their classic dishes are served all year around and are hearty, comforting and very filling. It won't be hard for you to find great meat specialties such as goulash, schnitzel and grilled sausages across the city. Traditional pubs tend to offer very meaty, filling dishes, although the many modern restaurants will offer a range of options including veggie and vegan. You shouldn't leave Prague without having tried their traditional pastries and desserts. The center will be dotted with bakeries all offering various delights. Why not try trdelník, a sweet dough rolled in cinnamon and sugar? Or crème roll, a crispy puff pastry filled with meringue or whipped cream. And finally, and probably the most famous, is Czech beer, or pivo. Be sure to check out some of the Czech pubs and taste the many different types of beer on offer. Many will have tasting menus to give you a feel for what's available. There's lots to see and do in Prague, but here's a rundown on some of the best. Unmissable on your stay in Prague and one of the most famous monuments in the city, has to be the Charles Bridge. Connecting the Old Town with Mala Strana, you'll find 30 statues on both sides of the bridge and is a quintessential photo opportunity for all those that visit. Visible from Charles Bridge, you could venture over to the Prague Castle. It's the world's largest medieval castle and is lit up at night. The castle hosts a number of buildings worth visiting, such as St. Vitus Cathedral, or Golden Lane, originally built for the goldsmiths and servants that served the castle and now home to many shops. Whilst here, why not check out the old Royal Palace or St. George Basilica and the many towers? Entrance costs around $12 and will allow entry into all the monuments displayed there. Old Town Square, this impressive square is surrounded by winding lanes which are great to explore. Here you will find Old Town Hall and St. Nicholas Church. Or watch Prague's astronomical clock turn an hour. The clock is on the south face of the city's town hall. You can simply sit and watch the tourists go by at one of the many nearby bars and cafes. With its stunning architecture, rich history, and magnificent attractions, Prague is a must-visit destination for any traveler. Whether you're seeking rich history or simply a chance to relax and soak up the culture, it has something for everyone. Thanks for checking out this video. If this was helpful, please give this video a like. And if you would like to hear more pro tips from our travels, then please make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon, so you receive notifications every time we post a new video.